turned into a little, yeah, we about to, you know, just have little drinking parties on video. We used to turn up the last year out, right? My name is Chrissy from Get It In Productions. Coming to you, happy Easter. I hope everybody has had a good family day today with the fam. Got food. You feel me?
Happy Easter, everybody.
But today I got a special guest that I would love everybody to meet. Like, I met a dope person, and when I say you look at things on different aspects and different levels, and you say like, wow, like I can't believe that you would think that your problems were something until you meet somebody that could make you feel like, wow, what I was going through was nothing compared to me, somebody that can have anybody in this world could have a 10 times harder. So I always keep that in mind also. You might think you got that, like you might think you got some problems, but it could be somebody on this world, that in this earth, that's having more problems. And
Just never know how blessed you is.
you never know.
For real.
Today with an Easter exclusive. Happy Easter, everybody. I hope everybody belly full. They had them a nice plate today, because I know I did. I had a good time with my kids or whatever. So today I'm here with a special guest, and this is my good friend, Fannie.
Nice to meet everyone. Hello.
Welcome to Get It In TV, Fannie. We are here, you know, just to chop it up, sipping a little wine, let's 19 crimes, you know. Smooth criminal tonight, giving y'all a little nice special or whatever. So I have a friend. So you know what? This is something new to me. I never thought that I could really be so humble these days. And I'm very humbled to meet Fannie. She really introduced me to some things. Being an older role model, I look at her like a mentor right now. But see here, she here. She wanna come talk, give us a little quick little insight on some things she got going on throughout the city. Tell us something you would like for us to know about yourself, Fannie.
Okay, well, for starters, my name is Fannie. I am from Chicago, Illinois, born and raised. I am 33 years old. I'm a T8 paraplegic. In 2009, I was shot 7 times. And one of the bullets ended up cutting my spine, and it ended up resulting in me being in a wheelchair. And since then, I've just been having an attitude to just keep going forward in life, not wanting to give up, and just striving for the best for myself. It's been a long road, I should say, with trials and tribulations, but I didn't take that as a negative to just give up. I took that as a way to impact others in their lives. And
that's awesome, Fannie.
I just want to just keep going forward. That's all.
And I admire your bravery for even coming and on Get It In TV tonight, and even talking to us and giving us even this story about your story. Because when I say there might be somebody out there that needs to hear this, like Fannie, I'm telling you, like somebody out there really needs to hear this, because from what I've learned so far, what I've met so far, you're a dope ass individual, Fannie, and you are a hidden gem out here in these streets. And when I say I'm blessed to even came across a good friend like you, like you're really a good friend, Fannie. And I've met you and been cool with you for a few months now, and I feel like I've known you for years. Like it feel like this is something new to me. Like when I say new, it's a different type of new, because it's a motivational new, it's an inspirational new. Like I had to come today and do an interview right now, because I'm like, you know what, I just see something here, and it's just like, wow. Like I really, especially when she came out and even told me her situation and how she had to have a sudden life change, I felt like that was the brave ass thing to do, because it didn't change how I looked at her, honestly, because when I finally did meet her in person, she's the same person. I would have never even guessed anything. So when I say y'all gotta check out Fannie, I definitely say y'all gotta check out Fannie. Y'all gotta go find her on social media, because this is something, Fannie, you got social media you want them to follow?
I do. You can follow me on Facebook. I have Fannie May. Instagram, Fannie.MVP. Twitter, Miss Fannie May, and I also have a business page as well, but we'll get into that as well a little further when we get to the topics. I don't want to jump.
All right. So I had a question. I'm gonna start with a couple questions then for you. So before your injury, Fanny, what were you doing?
Okay. Before my injury, I was a mom. I'm still a mom. I had 2 children at the time. I was working. I was working on getting me my own apartment as well. I was in the stage of just starting to get my feet wet into the adulthood life.
Right, that's real.
I should say that much. I just graduated, just getting my feet wet and learning how to, adjust with doing things on my own. And when the accident occurred, I should say, because like I said earlier, I was shot 7 times. So when that occurred, it kind of just did a whole 180 for me. It wasn't the same anymore. So what I mean by that is my everyday routine was a little different. It wasn't the same, I should say, that much. But before then, I was active, very, very much active in the everyday community, moving around. Pretty much, that's it.
Okay, so like when you first, as far as your injury, okay, how long were you, like, how did it, like, I don't know, could you give us a little bit on how it happened? Like, you don't have to go as deep if you don't want to, but as comfortable as you'll like to go, like, give us a bit of your insight from your point of view of what you knew of your knowledge of this injury.
Okay. I am a TA paraplegic, and with that being said, that happened because I ended up getting shot 7 times. And what happened was, it was a group of us, a group of friends, and we ended up going to a party in Chicago. And just so happened in the party, it was a fight. It was an argument, I should say. It was an argument, and that argument led to a fight. And the fight was between the people who I was with and some people that was at the party. And aggressions, they rose, and they decided to follow us because the party ended up getting shut down, and they followed us and they shot up the car. By me being in the car, and I just so happened to be in the back of the car, I ended up receiving the most bullets, and the most damage ended up happened to me. No one died from that scene. Everyone lived, and it just resulted in me being the one that ended up getting shot. And that happened in December in 2009, December 21st to be exact.
Thank you, Fanny. That was a lot to take in. It really was. And I'm so sorry that had to happen.
Thank you.
And when I say, I'm going to keep on repeatedly saying that you're a very strong person, and I admire your strength. And I admire how you never let that stop you from being the person you are today and being the mom you are today. That's some dope stuff right there, Fanny.
Thank you.
Like, I really do. I admire you. I honor you. Our honorary guest today on Get It In TV Productions. And when I say we had to go, they don't know what we have in store for the world. But when I say, Fanny, you coming forward, this just shows how diverse and how we're gonna have so much stuff to talk about, and everybody bleeds the same, everybody get looked at the same. It's equal opportunity. We are very serious about our work. And this is about to become so passionate that I just want people to know they should really tune in. And if they got something they want to come to our show and to discuss with us, I feel like they should come forward. And I hope just you even being brave enough to tell your story, I hope it gives them the strength to realize how much your life, it doesn't just, tragedy, it can happen. But don't limit yourself to believe that you got to stay stuck within tragedy. And life is always going to move on. But just know you got to be able to carry yourself and know you got the mindset to move forward, and you're stronger. It's mind over matter. Stay strong. So, Fannie, when I say we in here, we having us a little late night vibe. We drinking us a little Snoop Dogg, 19 Crimes. You a smooth criminal. You gotta keep smiling, gotta keep going.
Of course you do. That's what keeps me going, is smiling, you know, and believing that I'm gonna keep doing it. You're right.
Okay, so I got another question for you. This one, I'm over here. I jotted me down a couple of questions, so I don't want anybody to think, you know, if I'm looking over to the side, I had to prepare myself for such a strong interview. This is my first real interview. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. But when I say this one is so close to home, it's so comfortable, this my homie now. And I really feel like I could do this. We could do this. So we got this. So, did you consider living with a disability a perk? If so, what do you consider the perk to be? It's okay. Take your time and think about this, because I know.
If I could just, you know, be realistic, yeah, it has its perks to, you know. But overall, looking at it, like, oh yeah, I think it'd be pretty fly to be in a wheelchair. I never really looked at it like that, you know, but, you know, overall, we out and about and having a good time. It has its perks. I get to cut a couple of lines and, you know, let my friends come through, elevator access. It's like VIP treatment, I should say, we get.
Right.
And just, you know, it's the hospitality I receive. A lot of the times I can say that is an advantage, you know. People are more nice, I should say.
I hear that.
Yeah, that's the
it's the getting to the airport for me.
Yeah.
It's the I don't gotta wait.
Yeah, for real. You ain't lying, because it is kind of like
Front door access.
I'll be right on there. I kind of earned that, you know, in a way. So yeah, you right.
Definitely did, because you're a warrior.
Yeah, it's a little perk, you know. I don't want it.
You're a warrior. You're strong. Okay, so what is one thing people should know regarding living with a disability?
One thing people should know. Okay. The one thing people should know about living with a disability is that we have our happy days and we have our sad days. And that is something that able bodies, I should say, go through the same thing we go through, you know. And just because we have a disadvantage, you know, where we're not as equal, you know, to the average people that's out here, doesn't count us out from having those emotions. You know, we are human too. And it's just, you know, it's a strategy. And every day we strategize on how we're moving forward. It's not just we wake up and we're ready to go. No, you think about everything from the time you open your eyes to the time you close it. And just to be a little bit more considerate about, you know, the next person.
Yes. And you know what? Me being an able-bodied, I will honestly say that that's very much true. I didn't realize how much, that's why I said you humbled me, because I didn't realize how much, like, I really did have an advantage, and it made me feel like what you're going through right now, you know you can overcome this. You are very much stronger than this, because you know it's people that's here that I didn't know was here, sent here to me to even just tell me this and just even show me that life is bigger than what you're going through, and you could get through it. Because I'm not gonna lie, I found myself in the dark, Fannie, and it took me to meet you, and it wasn't even the first time, because I met you 2 times. It was the second time around to meet you for me to realize how much I was blocking my own blessings by even holding on to negativity. Like, it was the negative people it was the bad crowds, it was the company I kept that helped me, that made me vibrate low. I was vibrating low, so I attracted them and I allowed them in. But it was my job to clean up shop. And by the New Year's, I swept that room. I had to come on. And then it took for me to really still keep learning and seeing. Spring is approaching. And I need to go ahead and clean out my closet. Because what am I holding? Why am I holding myself back?
Absolutely right.
It turned into, to me, I feel like it turned into self-sabotage. And you can't sabotage yourself, and you can't forget that, like I said, it's people out here that they life could be, they might look at life and they might be ready to end it. And you realizing that the little stuff you worried about, oh, I'm scared to get on camera. Oh, this dude ain't called me back. Oh, he said, what if I'm not good enough? That's nothing compared to somebody that could be walking, ready to walk off the bridge, ready to end it now, ready to cut their neck, ready to shoot themselves in the head. It's just nothing. So you just gotta stay aware. And we gonna drop a self-awareness, a suicide awareness, and a mental health awareness, because mental health is important. Health is wealth. Knowledge is power. If you knew better, you're gonna do better. But so Fannie, I'm getting off topic or whatever.
No, you're making some good points.
I get passionate. I do this sometimes or whatever. So, and this is new to me right now, y'all. I'm opening up. So I think we got this, Fannie.
Ready.
Have you ever tried to hide your disability, Fannie? I know we know the answer to this.
Yes, I did try to hide my disability, being upfront and honest. And it was a matter of me feeling like I needed to protect myself. I just feel like a lot of people, from my experience, I should say, I dealt with people that when I, told them what happened to me, especially if I get in detail about, okay, I've been shot this amount of times, it happened this way, my family was like this, and then I get in detail with it. I find that people are so sensitive to it, and they are very emotional, which brings it to kind of like an awkwardness between us. They find that themselves have to be so fragile with me. So I just was like, I want to just blend in and be normal in a sense. So
it sounded to me kind of like how we met, right?
Yeah, I find myself going into worlds where I'll be live streaming and talking to different people and mingling and and even encouraging them, behind the scenes without them even really realizing that, hey, I'm going through the same thing you're going through and you don't even really know it. And it kind of shields me in a way, because they're not giving me that sensitivity that I don't feel like I need. I don't need that. I feel like I'm okay, but now that you know this about me, it's like, oh, okay, well, now I gotta treat you this way. So I just wanted to eliminate that. So yeah, I did try to hide my disability, but
yeah,
I realized that I'm not in a position to really do that, because people need to know about my disability to even realize that I'm doing this for real. This is not a joke. And it can probably help them out. So that's why I want to open up more about it. So yeah, that's a good question. I did.
Yeah. Because I can honestly say, I'm like, wow. Like when I first met you on the live streaming app. And like I said, I met you not one time, but twice.
Right.
And I had to really, in the first round of me meeting you, it was in a bad, low vibrational time for me. But from what I got from it was, how, and that's something I noticed in general with a lot of people, they don't really say, they don't like people because they say, they can't understand them. And it's like, you think you don't like me, but in reality, you just don't understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And that's what I got from Fannie when I first met Fannie. I couldn't understand her. And I just felt like it was something weird. This is how I'm looking at it. Like, it's something weird about her. Like, I don't know this lady. What's wrong with her? Like, it's like something she had for me, but I would have never in a million years thought. And it was just like, when she told me, I was just like, wow. Like, this is crazy. And she right, I did look at it in a sensitive way, but when it took for us to really meet in person for me to see, like, wow, like, this is a dope ass person. And you tell me a chair not stopping nothing, like, what? Fannie's strong as hell. They don't know who.
Right. It gets deep, basically.
It gets very deep. I can't, but yeah, I definitely. So, how did you feel, Fannie, when you became a part of the disability community?
Overall, I'm digging in the space where I'm being totally honest, so
Okay.
give me a little time.
Take your time.
I was nervous. I was very, very nervous. Because I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. Like, I didn't have anybody in my family that was, confined to a wheelchair or had any friends that was a part of it. So I didn't know what to expect when it came down to how my life was going to be, or let alone how people are going to accept me, especially the ones that's already disabled. I don't know how that's going to go. So I was nervous. I was intimidated, to be honest, because I was like, well, I don't think I should do it, but I was still excited. Ain't that crazy? Like, I still
Right.
wanted to do it though. Like,
And I can believe it. I'm like, for real, because I'm like, yo, this lady lit. We was getting, we was on live. We was getting lit. We was in our little single broadcast. We was dancing. We was drinking.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, you telling me what, Fannie? I didn't believe it. I just felt like you gotta show me a picture, Fannie, because I don't believe you.
Yeah, I was excited.
I'm like, oh my God.
It was a matter of me meeting new people. It's still opening to me, and then that showed me a whole nother world. That's
right.
The disability community is
like,
a whole nother side.
A whole nother side of life.
And I don't have no mind. I really, it does not bother me at all to even advocate for them or even speak up for this community, because in real life, we're lit. Like, I can't make it up. Like, yo,
it's the real life for me.
And I want to be able to make this a norm for people to realize.
As you
like,
should.
We're here.
Because they don't understand. Like, this is a part of life. You have adapted, and you were supposed to adapt. Because if that was the case, you would still be having. You would have gave up. And it's never a good idea to give up. We want people to rise above. We don't want people to give up. We promoting self-love. We promoting, this is my situation and this is my hand that I was dealt, and I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna still walk into this game of spades. If I lose this game, I'm still gonna come out on top. I don't care. And that's how I'm gonna look at it. Because this is just, this is what I'm putting into the universe. And whatever I put into the universe,
it's gonna come back.
It's gonna come right back. How hard was it for you to ask for help after?
Oh, it was a while. I was not asking for help at all. Like, it was to the point where I had to learn how to put my shirt on properly. Like, they was like, because you have to balance. Imagine, you using your lower extremities, because I'm paralyzed, but from down below, it's kind of, you have to learn how to balance yourself again. From walking to not walking, and sitting up to sitting up, and your equilibrium is off. Let's just say it that way. And so when it came down to me sitting up to just put my shirt on, it was frustrating. Putting my pants on was frustrating. So I was just like, not receiving the help. I was just sitting there like, no, I'm not doing it. It was very hard, because I went from a stage of, I was just doing all this by myself. Are you telling me that y'all gotta help me do this?
Right.
No, we're not doing it. No. And it took time. It took for me to realize that, hey, you do need this help. You're just gonna be sitting there without your shirt on. And I had to realize that.
And you don't want to be shirtless.
I don't want to be shirtless.
You're gonna sit here shirtless, or you gonna take my help. I can help you, or you can realize you gonna want me to help you eventually. Which route do you want to take?
Eventually, over time,
you know
I did it.
I'm gonna take this help, because guess what? I know I'm still a person. So this don't make me no less of a person just because you're giving me help.
Yeah, I had to get that process. It was a long process, but I'm there now. But at first, it was difficult.
Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from. It's just a pride thing. But once you realize,
you gotta let that pride go.
That pride
is not gonna help you. But
sometimes I might need that help.
For real.
And I'm not gonna even. You know what? Fuck it. I give up. Can I get the help? No, for real. But
sometimes it is hard.
Why do you think it's hard for people to ask for help while living with a disability?
Like I said, that goes into you got your everyday routine and you doing what you doing, and boom, that changed.
Everything changed.
And you telling me, okay, so go ask that person to help you do that routine that you so used to doing. A lot of it has to do with not wanting to be a burden. I'm gonna just be honest with you.
I understand.
Because I can't speak for everyone, but me personally, I really feel like it got a lot to do with that. You don't want to pry on somebody's time. You don't want to take up their day. You never know how somebody is feeling inside, and they asking them to help you do something.
And they secretly talking shit in their head.
All of that plays in
your
your mind, and you just shut down and be like, you know what, I just do it myself. You know, or you just don't even get it done at all. So
exactly.
It got a lot to do with that.
You know what, my pride's so big, I just rather not do it at all.
Yeah, so I honestly feel like that it got a lot to do with that. You don't want to. I don't want no smoke. I'll just do it. That's basically something.
I get you. I got you. So, moving along, Fannie. What are some aspirations in life that you have for yourself?
Okay, so I don't want to sound so cheesy, but you know,
I don't know, you're fine.
Overall,
you're fine.
My aspirations in life definitely is to impact positive social change in a way that is unimaginable to the average eye. Like, I want it to be to the point where it's down to the nitty gritty. It can get emotional, it can be uplifting, it can be inspiring, but I want to impact. And even if that's me just talking right now, and, you know, I might not feel like it's so much, but behind the scenes it might be resonating with someone. I want to just impact positive social change. That's what it is.
That's what we need out here in this world, honestly.
That's
positive impact. Because if we don't have somebody leading, we need some positive role models out here in this world.
Yeah.
And I feel like what we got right now leading us in the media, everybody want to be in social media, famous, and it's different things, different approaches that we are looking at in life and what we're up against in this generation, that we're in trouble. So, when did you realize you could use your disability as a positive rather than negative?
This goes back to me being hospitalized. Throughout my journey, I should say, of being in a wheelchair, I went through at least 14 surgeries. So that drawn to me to be hospitalized, and even so much so staying in nursing facilities. And a lot of the times I was the youngest one in those facilities.
Right.
There's a lot of elder that's in there, you know. And it was times where I was behind the scenes and just seeing the mistreatment, seeing how people are not getting the proper help that they needed, how their voices are not being heard. You know, you got some people that just can't speak, or their family not coming up there for them. Yeah. So I was kind of like in between, like the niece or the granddaughter, or hey, I'm coming to visit. I was a visitor to a lot of people, and that right there did a lot to me to be able to say, this could be positive. Although we all are going through some tough times, we in a hospital, nobody's happy to be here. We want to go home. But that negative can turn into a positive because I'm the intel. I'm talking to the nurses. I'm talking to the doctors. I'm talking to the vice president of the hospital. I'm the voice to get it out to let them know, like, hey, we're not happy in here.
Hey, and I heard that because had you not been there, who would have spoke for them? Nobody.
That's what gets me. So that's
nobody
would
have spoke for them.
Yeah, that's when I knew that can be positive.
That's really dope, and for real. Like, you don't even know. Like I said, from my own experience from being around you, I say you're a hidden gem out here in this world because there's people that might have gave up on the people you're talking about, and they needed somebody that was gonna speak for them and be that voice. And that's dope that you were able to be there, even though it's an unfortunate case. But you make the best out of situations, and that's one good thing about you.
Yeah.
Like, what support have you received in getting the message on of we will?
Okay. Well.
Cause yeah, tell us about this.
Okay. Well, we be okay. Well, we just talked about my positive.
And I should have started
from the negative. Yeah. And that right there, me wanting to be the voice, that actually went further because I decided to go ahead and jump into the field. And what I did with that was launched a whole nonprofit, and it's called We Will. And what I did was I just tunneled in the anger that I did have behind the scenes, and I just put it into an organization. And it's based off of mentorship for the disability community. And it's not just for people with disabilities, it's their family members, the caregivers, even the supporters. And the mission is to just create a space for people that's living with this disability to be able to thrive and become a more effective leader within their community. And that goes all the way around the park. Being a leader is not just making money, you know. It's a mindset. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
You know, and you gotta have it in you, and you gotta keep going. And to be honest, the disability community does not have that push behind them like that.
That's right.
Especially from where I'm from, Chicago.
Exactly.
You know, unfortunately, the safety rate is not in its best position where it needs to be in Chicago. So it's a lot of people that's facing disabilities just from gunshot wounds alone, just like me. So to be able to have that, to talk to somebody in that corner, that's the feel. And the support behind that, it's been tremendous. It's coming all over around the world, to be honest, not just from Chicago. We got people in different countries, different cities, different organizations. They're reaching out, donating. It's getting out because, believe it or not, the disability community is growing every single day, by the minute, by the second. So somebody knows somebody that's affected. So support is growing.
And support is free. So honestly, if you all, you know someone, anybody that's wanting to donate and or anybody going through a disability and they feel like they want to reach out, they want to speak to Fannie today, even tomorrow, it don't matter. Fannie is here. She's available. I think everybody should check out Fannie's social media and get in contact with Fannie, show Fannie a little love, you know. So like I said, support is free. So like with that, like just even knowing that it's somebody out here that's going through something similar to you, or you know somebody that's going through this same similar situation, you should definitely check on them, see how they doing, see how their mental health is, see how they feeling about life, because life is very short, and you never know how somebody feeling, because they could show that they feeling good, but on the inside, their insides might not be feeling the same. So make sure you check out We Will Foundation. Is that what?
We will.
We will.
Yep, that's what it is. And it's all on all social media platforms. WEWILL We will. And you can follow us, drop comments, we message, we reply back. If you need a mentor, you can reach out to us for that. everything's virtual for right now, but in the most part, we will be expanding it to come to a city near you, or even if you come to Chicago, and we can have different events here as well. So,
Because we can, we are. You need to definitely check her out. Thanks Fannie for coming on the show, whatever. Giving us a little quick exclusive. It is 12:15 and we had a bomb Easter and we just came to give y'all a little insight on what my good friend had. I wanted to introduce her to the world. I wanted to show her that your story should be heard, and you are a hidden gem out here in this world, and you have a lot to offer to the world. And don't let your injury make you feel like that you have to stay in the shadows, because coming to the light, you might brighten up anybody's day. And that's how I just feel like that's something that you should definitely keep in your front pocket, your front shirt pocket right here. Don't forget that.
Thank you. I will. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. And like I said, you guys can follow and keep in touch with us.
Definitely. You got a social media you want to shout out before we go?
Fannie May, like I said earlier, make sure you guys follow me on Fannie May on all social media platforms. Miss Fannie May on Twitter and Fannie.MVP on Instagram. And We Will Corporation. Make sure you look us up. Thank you.
All right, that's dope. And so, you guys, thanks for checking out my quick little segment with my good friend Fannie. I'm Chrissy. You can follow me on social media. It's Chrissy's Way. And thanks, y'all, for checking it out. Have a great evening.